Welcome to our study today. We are beginning in the book of 1 Peter chapter 1. Peter writes to believers scattered across the regions, reminding them of their living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. He praises God for granting an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, and reserved in heaven. Trials and suffering are depicted as means to refine faith, which is more precious than gold. Peter emphasizes that salvation has been foretold by the prophets and revealed through Christ. He urges believers to live holy lives, fully setting their hope on the grace to come. As obedient children, they're called to be distinct from the world and to live in reverent fear, knowing they were redeemed by the precious blood of Christ. Peter reminds them that the word of God endures forever and that they have been born again through this eternal word, the gospel that brings life to them. We are reminded in this passage that our hope is not rooted in anything temporary, but in the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Because of this, we can face trials with confidence, knowing that God uses them to strengthen and refine our faith. We're called to live holy and obedient lives, setting ourselves apart from the world and keeping our eyes on the eternal inheritance that awaits us. As we reflect on the cost of our redemption, we're inspired to live in reverent awe of God. We've been born again through His living and enduring word, and we now have a purpose to live differently. Each day we strive to reflect holiness in our thoughts and actions. I will tell you that holiness in the life of a Christian is a reaction to the goodness of God and all that He has provided, especially being adopted into His family. 3 questions, please. Number 1, what has God's mercy and power accomplished for you? Can you name some things? Specifically, what is the promised inheritance and how does it guide your life? What is the inheritance of God which you have obtained? Question 2, how do you, quote, prepare your mind for action, keep sober in spirit, and fix your hope completely on Christ's return on a daily basis? In principle, that is our faith. It's true, but on a regular basis, how do you do that? Question 3, why is the love of brethren such a central part of living the Word and honoring the sacrifice of Jesus? How do you do this when it is difficult? Sometimes it is, even brethren, loving them. Why is it so important that we figure that part out, or we at least pray for wisdom? Let's go to God in prayer as we conclude. Gracious Lord, thank you for a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. We praise you for the inheritance that is kept in heaven for us, pure and everlasting. Help us remain strong through trials, knowing that our faith is being refined and made more precious than gold. Teach us to live holy lives, set apart for your glory. May we walk in reverent fear, always remembering the great price you paid for our redemption. Let your word grow in our hearts and guide our steps daily. Strengthen us to live in obedience and to love one another sincerely. That's what it looks like when the grace of God has dominated your heart and heaven is in view. You obey His will and you serve His people and all when you can. May God give you chances to do that today. Thanks for listening.